What's up, kids? Welcome to Wrestler Geeks. I'm your host, Justin Shaw.
And I'm the fox that storms the night, Black Fox.
Alright, so in today's episode of Wrestler Geeks, we are going to cover Wrestlemania 34, which happened on April 8th, 2018. Let's start off with the first match, which is triple threat match between The Miz, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship belt.
Now, let's talk about, let's take one thing out of this. We can now say that all three members of the Shield are Grand Slam champions. I'm sorry, before we talk about it, we got to say, Seth Rollins, congratulations on becoming an Intercontinental Champion.
Yes, but you know how Seth Rollins won by winning the Intercontinental Championship belt? He did La Plancha! You know, I'm actually happy that Seth Rollins won this triple threat match and obtained the Intercontinental Championship belt.
I'm happy too. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Finn to win. I
wanted Finn Balor to win too. As a matter of fact, as I mentioned before, he should have gotten a match with Brock Lesnar to win the Universal title. But I was glad that he was part of this triple threat match to obtain the Intercontinental Championship belt. But unfortunately, you know, he didn't win it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, he put in work, like especially with that double stomp, top rope.
The coup de grace?
Yeah. You literally thought like he had that match won. Of course, Seth made sure he stomped out his fire.
Yeah, but I gotta say, The Miz, he was holding on to that belt like way too long.
No, well, I mean, like, you gotta give The Miz all due respect. You know. Say what you want about The Miz. The fact of the matter is, he definitely is one of those champions that, like, in the realms of Honky Tonk Man and, you know, Kurt Hennig, who held the title and has made it. Kurt
Hennig was also an Intercontinental Championship?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking about Intercontinental Championships, you know who else was an Intercontinental Championship? And I didn't know that he was the Intercontinental Championship. Way back when I looked him up recently. Remember that wrestler remember the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
Okay, there was a wrestler, and people were speculating. I was speculating when I was a kid. There was a wrestler way back when it was called WWF that looked like the Ultimate Warrior, but without the makeup. His special move was like a weird wind-up punch. He calls himself the Texas Tornado.
Yeah. I know who he is. Yes. Okay.
I found out, you know, I was doing like, you know, some research, and I found out at his time in back then WWF, he once held the Intercontinental Championship. He was one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. But like us getting back to The Miz, he, you know, it's sad this, you know, he was actually going towards having a long reign for the championship and, you know, being one of the longest reigning Intercontinental champions. But as I said before, Seth stomped out that fire. So congratulations to Seth Rollins. Seth, or as we like to call him, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes.
Now, we move on to one of the highlighted matches, and like one of the matches everybody was looking forward to, the SmackDown Women's title between the Queen, Charlotte Flair, versus the Empress, Asuka. And this was like a match, like, Asuka won the Royal Rumble. That earned her the right, and she chose Charlotte to compete to compete for. And it surprised a lot of people, but in reality, it was a match a lot of people were looking forward to. Now, as for the match itself, it was a good match. It was a good match.
I would have to agree. It was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, I was kind of disappointed because Asuka didn't win the belt against Charlotte Flair. I wanted Asuka to win. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because I wanted Asuka. You know, if Asuka would have won the belt against Charlotte, she would have been a SmackDown championship. She would have been on the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Like, you know what it is? I have mixed feelings because, like, when I first saw the match and I saw how it ended, I was upset. I'm not gonna even lie.
Because you never thought Asuka would tap out from Charlotte's figure 8? Was it the figure 8?
I didn't. You know, that's kind of what it was. Because you know what it is because of the way they built. It wasn't just that. It was like the way they built Asuka up. Like, I've seen most of Asuka's matches, even when she was in Stardom, even when she was in Japan. And the whole thing is, like, you remember the match between her and Nikki Cross for the NXT? They basically she ended up going through a whole bunch of announcer's table and
Right. So did Nikki Cross at the time in NXT.
Yeah, and throughout that punishment she took, she tapped out, like, rather...
Asuka?
Yeah. When she fought Charlotte, I mean. She tapped out rather quickly, and the whole thing might...
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
One of the minuses I had was, throughout that entire fight, Charlotte did not do one thing to her knee. My issue was, like, I guess, like, it was take nothing away from it. It was definitely a great match, but there were some moments where, like, that was the kind of match, like, it was a ring psychology would have played a better part in it, and, like, at the same time, there were some moments, like, some execution moments that were not what the way we were expecting it to be. Like, it had the potential. It was a good match, but I felt like it had the potential to be better. But you know what? As I said, you know, right now I imagine that there's probably going to be something going to happen now later on. Congratulations to Charlotte for retaining her championship. Good job to you on that. Now we move on to the next match. And that would be the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship match between the glorious Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, United States Champion, and of Jinder Mahal, which surprised me completely, and
Mr. Punjabi, I am the modern day Maharaja.
And of course, let's not forget Rusev Day himself.
I actually like this match simply because Rusev and Jinder Mahal were duking it out.
Yeah.
Remember when we, on our first show, was our first show of Wrestler Geeks, how I wanted to see Rusev and Jinder Mahal duking it out? And plus, I think Rusev, he stepped up his game just a little bit in his wrestling. Like, he's added kicks to his wrestling. I won't be surprised.
He always had kicks. It's just like it wasn't always.
No, but if you look at his wrestling style, now that I look closely at his wrestling style, I won't be surprised if his wrestling style has been influenced or inspired by Russian Sambo. You ever heard of Russian Sambo?
I remember
that's Russian submission. That's like, you know, like varsity wrestling.
Yeah, it's Vladimir Kozlov. He was basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's like Russian submission wrestling.
Yeah.
With kicks.
Yeah. But yes, as said though, I won't lie. Rusev actually technically stole this match. We can be honest. Like, take nothing away from Randy Orton.
You know why? Because it's Rusev Day.
Yeah, and as I said, the only thing I think, and I gotta say, this match was one of the ones that surprised a lot of people because nobody thought Jinder was gonna win. Like, when we heard Rusev got added, we automatically, even I thought, oh, okay, they might give this to Rusev because of what's happened in the past
I actually thought he was going to win, too, because he has been asking for a championship match.
He finally got it. And, take nothing away from it. I guess we got to say it, though. In the end, Jinder won and took advantage of a situation. Now he's the United States champion. So.
And I really do hope in the future that Jinder Mahal and Rusev keep feuding at each other. Like, I want like a storyline or like a feud or something where they just, go at it. I like to see them two,
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said, we got plenty of time. Now we move on to the match that I believe actually honestly stole the show. Stole the whole thing.
That's what it basically was. A show.
Yeah,
which was the match between
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, the Authority, versus Ronda Rousey.
It's Ronda Rousey, I think. Yeah.
Okay. My mistake. I apologize.
No problem.
Don't be an armbar miss. And Kurt Angle. And I will say this. Ronda definitely proved herself. Like, for a lot of people, were under the impression that we weren't really sure how this is gonna go. And I'll say it. I really want Ronda to win the World Championship.
You know what I liked about this match too? Like, first off, I thought this match wasn't really gonna be a match. It was more like a show.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching this match, it kind of convinced me. Like, after seeing this match, like, of course, I want to see more of Ronda Rousey wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of convinced me that Stephanie McMahon should be reinstated as a wrestler.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to completely go with that. I'm not going to say that. I believe that Steph should definitely stay. She's better off as the authoritative heel.
The authoritative heel?
Yeah.
Not a wrestler?
No, she earned it. She definitely earned some praise. I'm not going to lie. She did her thing. I feel like it's better for her to be in the authoritative role. And you know what? I got to say, Ronda, throughout this entire thing, like, despite the promos and everything, she definitely she made a believer out of people. And you can't take anything from that. Dave Meltzer gave this match a 4-star.
I just want to say real quickly about Ronda Rousey. I'm a huge, MMA fan. I'm a huge fan of Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Despite, what happened when she was with the UFC,
mm-hmm.
to me, she will always be not only a great judoka, she's a judo practitioner, mm-hmm. but to me, she will always be a great champion. And I don't think at this point in her life, she needs a belt to prove that she's a champion. I'm just saying this because I know there's a lot of people out there, and it kind of upset me personally, with what happened with her in the UFC. A lot of back then Ronda Rousey fans,
mm-hmm.
they stopped being fans of Ronda Rousey despite what happened with her. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm just saying, regardless what happened with her in the UFC had happened,
mm-hmm.
and to me, I'm still a fan of Ronda Rousey. I'm being honest with you.
No, okay.
And I want all the kids out there to know, I'm still a fan of Ronda Rousey. She's a great judoka, and to me, she will always be a great champion. I don't think she needs a belt to prove that she's a champion. And it's also great to officially see her in the WWE Universe as part of the Raw roster.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, again, congratulations, Ronda and Kurt. Kurt also, let's not take it away from the men as well. Kurt and Triple H also put in a wonderful match. They showed that Kurt showed he still got it, despite how many years passed through. Triple H, I don't want to fight. Triple H, Triple H basically showed that, he still got it no matter what. You can't take nothing from him. But let's move on to let's keep things going. Let's move on to the triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown tag titles between the New Day, the Usos, and the Bludgeon Brothers. Now this was like a quick, like I felt this was like the more quicker one out of all the other matches that happened.
Like a mid card.
Not just a mid card. It was like it went by really fast, but like at the same time, you know, for what it's worth, a lot of people like were all on the thing. We're all on the idea that the Bludgeon Brothers was gonna win.
You know why this match ended so quickly?
Why?
Because the Bludgeon Brothers, they basically were just cleaning house.
Agreed.
It's like, you ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the legendary Super Saiyan Broly?
Yeah.
It's like basically, imagine having two Brawlies. Two Brawlies, and the Usos and the New Day were the Z Fighters. Okay? The Bludgeon Brothers, well, the two Brawlies, they basically cleaned house on all the Z Fighters. So just imagine, the Bludgeon Brothers, they quickly took out the Usos and the New Day in this triple threat match. Like nothing, like just.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know, they did their thing. It's sad how, like, you know, it sucks because I kind of did want the Usos to retain because they've been around for so long that they hadn't really had that WrestleMania moment.
Not to mention the Usos are a really great tag team.
Yeah, they really are. But like, you know, as I said before, now the situation has changed, and you know, now we have new tag champions. Congratulations to the Bludgeon Brothers. Gotta go. Now we move on to this match. Okay.
John Cena, he was just constantly, whining. Like, where's the Undertaker? I want to fight the Undertaker. Like, whining and complaining and.
Look, let's be for real. Hold on.
You know, he got what he deserved. You know, didn't he get chokeslammed?
Okay, so let's do this. We all wanted this match. This was the match I think people wanted before Brock Lesnar. No, in fact, this is the match we wanted before Roman versus The Undertaker. This was like the match people wanted because at the time, a lot of people felt like it should have been Cena that should have ended The Undertaker. But WWE changed plans. Roman ended up taking that spot. This was quicker than I expected. Like, it was quicker than I expected.
Another mid-card match.
No, it was a squash match. Let's get that out the way. That was a squash match. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I felt chills though when he did come down. When he came down to the ring.
Me too in a way. It kind of made me reminisce when the Undertaker first appeared in back then WWF, which was Survivor Series of 1988, 1989, when let's just call him Brother Love, first introduced The Undertaker. Because I remember when Undertaker first appeared before Paul Bearer, it was Brother Love, you know, managing The Undertaker for a very short period of time. And I remember that same time when he first appeared in Survivor Series in 88 and 89, he was beating the crap out of Dusty Rhodes. Remember Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, I remember Dusty.
Not to mention he was one of my favorite childhood wrestlers, along with the Texas Tornado.
Yes. But I gotta say though, back to the match though, you know, for what it was though, you know, I was happy the match. I was not disappointed. No, I wasn't disappointed. Like, you know, I understand what it was. I understand. In the end, Cena lost. I felt like it would have had. What I think is, I think the match would have had more impact if it had gone on longer.
That too, and if Cena wasn't constantly like prior to the match happening, if they didn't have John Cena, you know, whining like a baby.
I don't want to say that. Like he wanted a match with The Undertaker. Like we all wanted the match with him, The Undertaker. But like at the same time, you know, in the end he got it, and in the end he lost.
Womp womp.
Better luck next time. You never know what's gonna happen. We just gotta wait and see. All right, now we move on to the match I think a lot of people were looking forward to. A lot of people were happy, especially. Let's just get that out of the way. Daniel Bryan has been cleared to wrestle again.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes! But, as it was, the tag match between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, this was like, a lot of people were speculating a lot of things with this match. Like, people
I
were
was
thinking,
too. I was too.
like,
But
there-
what were you speculating?
I honestly didn't think that it was. I thought it was going to be more Shane who was going to turn on Daniel and team up with Owens and them. But in the end, what it came down to was, which was the surprising thing, that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attacked Daniel Bryan and Shane and took out Daniel Bryan early on just to try and take out Shane. And I thought that was, it was a great story. They were basically going at it. They had the upper hand. In the end, Daniel Bryan, towards the middle, just like ran back in there, just started cleaning the house, showed that he could still go. And he showed he could still take punishment. He was just going in. And of course, when he put the yes lock, and then hit the running knee, I was sold.
When you were speculating, that's what a lot of people were speculating through social media.
Well, people were speculating that it was either going to be him or Shane that was going to turn on the other.
I thought, I was kind of like worried about this match in the sense that Daniel Bryan was going to turn heel, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were going to win the match and be reinstated in SmackDown, but that didn't happen. I was actually surprised.
Yeah, I was.
To me, that would have made a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, in every big event, WWE Universe is always making,
Changes.
Yeah.
It happens. It's
But this was a really good, entertaining match. I was happy to see Daniel Bryan officially wrestle. In the WWE wrestling ring.
And now we can look forward to, now the match is over, we can look forward to the future things. I'm thinking SummerSlam moments, ladies and gentlemen. But that's a little too the rest.
that's we still got a few more months before that to happen.
Looking forward to that. But now we move on to the Raw Women's Championship, where this was literally a Evil David versus Goliath.
It was Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship.
And I gotta say, she got it coming. I ain't even gonna lie. She look, hey, when you poked the bear, and Nia came in and beat her silly.
Me personally, I think Nia Jax deserved to become the Raw Women's Championship.
No, I didn't take nothing from it. I agree too. I legitimately thought she earned that right. Now, Alexa Bliss, I'm not gonna take nothing away from Alexa Bliss. She showed that despite the size advantage that Nia had, she was still able to really go. I don't say she took Nia to her limit, but there were definitely some moments where she was basically showing some good offense. Yeah, I gotta say, you know what? Nia definitely earned it. It was long overdue. Yeah, I'll give it that much.
Yeah,
I agree.
Much long overdue. I think she deserved to have the Raw Women's Championship. She should have been the Raw Women's Championship a long time ago. But let's just leave it as that. We're almost out of time. I want to thank everyone for watching. Please join us next time as we cover more matches from WrestleMania 34. And don't forget, kids, to please email me at shawjustin576@gmail.com.
And you can find me at followthefox777@gmail.com.
Once again, this is Wrestler Geeks. Have fun, be safe, and don't get into any fights. We'll see you next time. Bye.